That's all right, you know me. Yeah, and obviously all the penny flock.
It's so nice to see parents and people here in large numbers. My role is as Regional Officer for the National Association of Head Teachers, covering the North East and Cumbria. We've been very concerned about funding for many years. Not only because funding is crucial to get the right number of staff in schools and the right quality of staff, but it's essential to reduce the stresses in the classroom. We have the most stressed education system in Europe. We have children suffering mental health issues because of the pressures in school. We don't have the staff to support those children. We have a system which ends up with staff under crisis as well. I've dealt with one head in the last year who's attempted suicide as a result of the pressures from cuts. It's as serious as that. We are getting to the point of crises. As has been said before, these are not figures created by a trade union. These are the National Audit Office figures. The £3 billion shortfall is real. £400 per pupil. Every child in the country is losing that money being taken from them. So, we're in the middle of an election. What does that mean? It means that for once, we can have this debate with all of the politicians. It's important that you as individuals remember that politics is not a spectator sport. You are the people who the election will be decided by. It's important that you ask the key questions, which is why we've come up with 5 priorities which we believe are essential for education going forward. The first and fundamental one is that education must be funded fairly and appropriately. We must get the £3 billion back and more. Otherwise, children are the ones who suffer. The future cannot be sold and undersold. We must have a national strategy to recruit and train sufficient teachers. For several years now, the government have failed completely to recruit sufficient new teachers into schools. In maths and English, they fail every single year. And why is that? Who in their right mind wants to go into an education system which is underfunded, which is fragmented, which has been put under pressure, which is becoming more and more an exam factory about passing tests to prove to Ofsted that you can do things in a certain way. The curriculum is narrow. It's no longer the curriculum that we enjoyed at school, which was broad and balanced. All of those things have to be there, which is why we're also saying that we need to value the broad range of subjects, not a narrow core. We also want to make certain that because of the health issues which are there, schools are properly supported for healthcare, mental health care and supporting children. All of these things take money to do it. Taking £3 billion out of schools in this country will never ever succeed in doing that. Now, we also have to remember that we have to take people at face value. Every government stands on its record. No matter what anybody says at the moment, the record of this government is one of cuts. They are cutting schools, cutting the health service and cutting every single public service. Judge people by their records, not their rhetoric. So you have to look at the funding. You have to make certain that whenever you choose a candidate in the forthcoming election, they are willing to support schools, support your pupils, and put funding back into education. Now, while I'm on the stand, I'm going to ask if there are any candidates standing for the election in the crowd to come forward, and are they willing to sign the 5 pledges on the platform? Okay. And we have...
Hi, I'm Ruth Holcroft. I'm the Labour Party candidate for Carlisle, so I've come up to sign the NAHT's 5 priorities.
I'm Rebecca Hanson. I'm the Liberal Democrat for Copeland. I'm a well-known teacher in Cumbria and I work in education. Thank you, and I'm delighted to sign these pledges.